to ask that advice publicly for obvious reasons. And if the
Good evening. I know I said that I don't normally go to your profile, but here I am, and I am stitching your video because I do want the word to get out. You see, you state in the end of this or the middle of this that you don't want to go to the public for general advice, but you post the video to the public. Make that make sense. So, seeing how you're seeking advice on what you should do, I'm going to give it to you, and quite happily. For starters, I want you to step back, get off the app, and do a real good, long, hard look at yourself. It's called self-reflection, Adrielle. I know it's hard for a narcissist to do, but you really need to step outside of yourself and look at your behaviors. Go and watch some of your videos that you put out into the world, and without any prejudice to it. And look, see what message you're giving the general public. Are you offering the general public any sound advice? Are you helping others? Are you showing empathy towards others? Being kind, especially like during situations like the hurricane with all the victims, the wars going on in the world, all of that stuff. Now I know it's hard for you because you lack empathy and emotion. So it's hard for you to understand and do any of those things. But I want you to do that. I know it's going to be challenging because as a narcissist, you don't see that you do anything wrong and it's all about you. But you're asked for help and I'm here to give it to you. Second of all, I want you to stay off this app for at least a solid week. Now I know you supposedly gotta move, not because of your own doings, which we both know is bullshit. And I want you to spend a solid week with your children. Do the normal, actual mom routine. You know, get up, wake your kids up for school, get them ready, send them off. Of course, yours are 12 and 14. They probably should be doing that themselves, but do that. Bring them to school, pick them up, whatever. Cook them dinner, you know, dinners that they actually want to eat. Sit down at the table and have a conversation with them about how their day was. Did anything good happen? Did anything bad happen? Find out about them and really listen. Now again, I know you're going to struggle with this because you haven't done that probably in forever, if ever, because you're always wrapped up in this app. But I want you to try that. And include the weekend that you have your daughter, you know, when you have your daughter, when she actually wants to go with you, which we know is getting further and further apart. Now this is a life lesson, but it's advice. I want you to truly humble yourself because I, like a few others on here, happen to believe that that's going to come to you sooner than later. You are going to be completely humbled and have no income coming in like you have now. And you're going to have to step back and realize what life really is about. So, I want you to close off your bank account. Give yourself $50 for that week, spending money. And that's being gracious, actually, for most of us. $50 spending money. See what you can do with that $50. Can you go out shopping for yourself and buy yourself a new hoverboard or a new outfit? Can you buy makeup? You don't really wear makeup, but maybe some vegan hair shampoo. See if you can afford those things. And then you'll know what it is like for the rest of us. I want you to pay your bills. Wait, that's not gonna work because you got a fortune in the bank. We all know that. I've heard the GoFundMe is down, but if it's not, I want you to take the GoFundMe down because you and I both know you're sitting on a stack of money. You don't need other people's money. In fact, it's totally unfair, unjust, and it's almost criminal. It should be criminal to ask other people to support your move when you have the money to do it. In fact, when the majority of the world moves on their own, they don't come on an app and ask people to help them. You see, I dated a narcissist, and I got to learn firsthand what it's like to be with a narcissist. So I got to watch his mannerisms, his characteristics, the way he thought, his thought process, the way he acted and whatnot. And you know what I learned is a lot of people think that narcissists don't care. But I disagree. I think deep down inside, deep inside you, you really do care. But you have to keep up this facade that you don't. You have to keep up the tough girl act. That you don't care, it just slides right off you. But I think deep down inside, especially the more that I've watched replays of your lives, when you're losing and you see people tearing you down, and you're just sitting there, you can laugh all you want, but your eyes tell the whole story. It's crushing you inside. I think deep down inside, you know that you are extremely hated on this app. And for good reason. But you want to keep up the big tough girl act because right now, everything on paper looks like you're doing the right thing and you're making all this money. But I promise you, within a short amount of time, that's all going to change. And you are going to be, if you're going to either be at my level, if not lower financially. Mark my words. Now, the next piece of advice. When you go to the next home, don't dox yourself. Don't give people a reason to call pizzas to your house, taxi cabs to your house. You created that on your own. And I almost think you did it so that this would happen. So you could be the poor Adrielle that you always are. You see, Adrielle, taking on the victim role constantly isn't a good look for you. Find a home that's in a rural area where there's no other homes around you, so that it's just you. And that's the other piece of advice. Give your kids to somebody else because you're ruining them. Hopefully, they can still be saved. I don't have high hopes, but hopefully they can be saved. Because you don't know how to be a mother. You never have. And from the sounds of it, your mother was just like you. So you're a carbon copy of your mother. Don't put 3 more carbon copies of Adrielle out into the world. Thankfully, your youngest daughter, lives with her dad. So hopefully she has a chance. My last piece of advice to you is find a couple local shelters, a couple food pantries. You're not working right now. Go donate some of your time. Really see what life is like for a lot of Americans. Please, I know you won't, but you asked for advice and I'm giving it to you. Go work at a homeless shelter. See those women and children that have absolutely nothing. That would, I can't say the word, but would absolutely be taken back if they had a fraction of what you have. That is my advice to you. Like I said, I don't have hopes that you would take any of it because, once again, you are a narcissist and it is all about you. You can't do any wrong. It's everybody else is against you. You're the victim. You're some spectacular person that everybody wants. You've said it many times. When in reality, nobody wants you. Nobody wants to be with you. That's why you're alone. You bring random men home around your daughters. I could go on and on. You asked for advice, I gave it.